It's Friday, the 7th of April, 2023. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's jump straight into story number 1. The federal government's review of the inland rail line shows that the budget has doubled to almost $31 billion in just 2 years since the announcement of the project. That's quite something.
It sure is. Kerry Schott, author of the review, said costs could be even higher because many factors are uncertain. A big part of the cost blowout so far has been the handling of environmental approvals, which has contributed to a blowout in the scope of the project. Schott was also critical of National Party proponents of the project for underestimating the complexity involved in adding and upgrading 1,700 kilometres of rail track through Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. Also, Michael, the project hasn't had a CEO for 18 months. Never a good look. Infrastructure Minister Catherine King said the report is shocking and she blamed the previous government, but the Albanese government won't dump the Inland Rail project despite its poor cost benefit. King said the project would stay alive as it will eventually allow Australia to shift refrigerated trucks off the road and onto a more carbon-friendly transport freight mode.
Got an idea on how they could cut the cost of that project pretty much in half, Sean. Monorail.
I'm moving on. I feel like I'm in a Simpsons episode. Keep going.
All right, on to story number 2. And the Reserve Bank has had a bit to say, Sean, about homeowners being in mortgage prison.
About 16% of households with a home loan are in mortgage prison, unable to refinance to a lower rate because they don't meet tough serviceability assessment rules, according to the Reserve Bank. The central bank has also released new analysis showing that almost half of the nation's poorest borrowers could be in mortgage stress because of high interest rates. Rising rates means an increasing number of existing borrowers can't pass a bank serviceability assessment, which tests a person's ability to cope with a 3 percentage point increase in rates. It means hundreds of thousands of households are stuck with their existing lender and unable to reap the benefits of strong competition, which might mean they could shift lenders and they could get things like discounted interest rates or $4,000 cashbacks. They're just not able to because they're stuck in this mortgage prison.
All right, story number 3. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese heads off for a week's holiday this weekend. It's his first break since taking the job, but he's saying that he's still optimistic about the voice referendum succeeding.
That's despite the Liberal Party this week joining its coalition partner, the Nationals, in opposing the yes vote. The Prime Minister said the referendum was about coming to terms with the fullness and richness of our history and expressing pride in Australia's Indigenous history. He said opposition leader Peter Dutton's position is divisive and opportunistic. He said the Liberals have no goodwill for the voice and applauded various coalition members, such as Tasmanian Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe, for supporting the voice referendum. Now, Dutton himself is fighting something of a revolt in his own party about the decision, with former federal Western Australian Liberal member Ken Wyatt quitting the party yesterday. There were also murmurings among some of the Liberal backbenchers not happy with Dutton's leadership.
Story number 4. This is a bit frightening, really, Sean. Australian police have helped crack an online criminal marketplace where the data of thousands of Australians was being traded on the black market.
A coalition of law enforcement agencies from around the world, including the United States, United Kingdom, Netherlands, and here, of course, shut down the cybercrime website Genesis Market on Tuesday, executing 120 arrests and over 200 searches, according to a report on AAP. The invite-only marketplace is used by criminals to buy and sell sensitive data such as login credentials, browsing history and autofill form data for as little as $1 Australian. At the time it was taken down, the website offered access to more than 1.5 million compromised computers, each containing the information of dozens of accounts.
All right, last one, Sean, a quick one. The ChatGPT revolution opens the door to a 4-day working week by providing a big productivity boost for swathes of jobs. This is according to a Nobel Prize-winning Labour economist.
Yes, that economist, Christopher Pissarides, a professor at the London School of Economics who specialises in the impact of automation on work, said the labour market could adapt quickly enough to artificial intelligence-backed chatbots that would allow us to work less and still achieve the same output. Or maybe even more. Chatbots such as OpenAI's ChatGPT and Google's Bard have been hailed as a potentially transformative technology that could cause a productivity boom, but also expose hundreds of millions of white-collar jobs. Dr. Pissarides said the technology could still take a malevolent turn, such as being used for surveillance or invading privacy, but he said it could make a big difference to productivity if used well.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Friday, the 7th of April, 2023. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget the Amazon Echo smart speaker range comes with Alexa built in. Simply say, Alexa, play the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed podcast to catch the latest episode, and you can grab yours now at amazon.com.au. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.